live on your tablet, phone, and the KUTV app. This is 2 News Live.
Thanks for joining us on 2 News Live. I'm Brian Schnee. It is Monday. We made it through the weekend, October 23rd, going in depth tonight on the 5 years since Lauren McClusky's death on the University of Utah campus. We have team coverage tonight, a lot of layers in this. So as we go in depth tonight, you can always get in touch with us during the show. You could use the hashtag 2 News Live to join our conversation. We'd like to hear from you, of course. Find us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, any of those places. Send a direct message there to weigh in. 5 years since University of Utah student athlete Lauren McClusky was murdered on campus. A man she dated briefly shot and killed her outside of her dorm. Before her death, she went to university police asking for help almost a dozen times. Amanda Gilbert joining us live now. Amanda, you spoke to Jill McCluskey, that is Lauren's mother, about the changes that have happened since this tragedy. I mean, this has been 5 years now in the making, and they've been a very vocal family almost all of those 5 years.
They have been, and I know Jill McCluskey said there's been a lot of positive change in these 5 years. She says there's still room for improvement. One thing she talked to me a lot about was just the way police respond to people who reach out to them, just to have them listen to them and believe them as they do the investigation. She says it's important to investigate, of course, and figure out what happened, but she says just changing the way police respond to things is, of course, very important to Jill, because she feels that she just feels that the situation, her daughter wasn't heard when she was doing her cries for help.
Amanda, I don't think she's alone in that. I feel like a lot of people thought that, Lauren did everything right. She went to law enforcement, said, hey, I'm dealing with this issue. It's what we tell people to do. If you have an issue, if you're having a problem, go to police. So does she feel like things are better off now on the University of Utah campus? Did she shed a little bit of light into where things are now 5 years since this day where she lost her daughter?
Yeah, she feels like things are better. She says she has a much better relationship with the university. She says, she works with them. She was just there this weekend for a race. She says she communicates with them a lot. I know one thing she is really fighting for still is some type of campus safety score that parents and children or students could look at and kind of see where universities rank in terms of safety as far as resources go and training go. So that is something that she still wants and she's still fighting for.
Amanda Gilbert live for us tonight talking about Lauren McClusky and, of course, the 5-year anniversary since her death on the U of U campus. Amanda, thank you. So since McClusky's murder, how is the University of Utah ensuring new students know about the public safety resources that the school provides? Paul Nelson is on the U campus. Paul, what are new students saying about their public safety options? Do they feel safe on the U campus?
Yeah, matter of fact, I spoke with a few incoming freshmen, actually, some new students to the University of Utah, and they say they do have overall good feedback about the public safety. They see there's a lot of new signs in common areas, in dorms. There's a lot of emails, campus safety emails that go out very regularly. They've also, a lot of them really like something called the Safe Ride Program. Now, this is something where the students will be able to get a ride if they have a night class or if they just need to get home at night, that they can go ahead and call and use the app in order to get that ride so that they don't have to walk home in the dark. And that actually is putting a lot of people kind of mind at ease. But yes, just kind of echoing what Amanda just reported, she did say that the McCluskey family feels that they have a lot better relationship with the University of Utah, and that feeling is reciprocated. Officials told me that they love having Jill McCluskey over to speak to them every year.
Paul, I was actually looking at the public safety dashboard that university law enforcement puts out. It's a public-facing dashboard that shows a number of crimes or certain things and pinpoints locations on campus. Did they give you any indication that there are more changes to be had in terms of the best interest of students and visitors on campus as it pertains to public safety?
Matter of fact, yeah, they did say that overall, as I got to get out of the way of the bus here, they did say that this basically the work is never done here, and so because of that, that they want to make sure that even though they say that they've completely transformed over the last 5 years, they say chances are they're going to transform a lot more over the next 5. So they say that they are very open to new changes. If there's new protocols that might be safer than the ones that they currently have, they will do that. But they also say that they have completely overhauled their public safety department. They basically say that not only do they have a new chief, but pretty much 80% of the department police officers have turned over. So complete change of not just their public safety department, but also how they inform the students on how to be safe on campus.
Paul Nelson continuing our coverage on the University of Utah campus here on 2 News Live. Paul, as always, thank you very much. So many here in Utah will remember a name, Jeremy Harris, who worked right here at KUTV 2 News for quite some time. Had the chance to speak with him at length about the night that Lauren McClusky was found on campus, a night that Jeremy says he'll never forget. Why were you sent to the University of Utah that night? What initially were you hearing?
I remember almost every minute of what happened that night. It was about 9:15 and I was at my desk. I already had my story done for that night. We were just waiting for the 10 o'clock broadcast and I had my scanner on and I heard something about shell casings on the University of Utah Police channel, which caught my attention because it was like, was there some sort of a shooting up on the campus? So we started looking into it and I said, our story's already done. Let's just go up there and see if there's something going on. And then we'll risk it a little bit. So we get up there and there's a huge police scene up by the the South Medical Tower near the student housing. And we saw some shell casings, we saw crime tape, and this is on the U campus. So obviously this was something significant, but we didn't really know what had happened. So I remember we parked, we got out and we could see police kind of fanned out through this parking lot searching, and we could see the shell casings where the shooting had happened. But as far as we knew, there was nobody who'd been hit. And so we were kind of questioning, do we stay up here? Can we get anything confirmed before we hit the 10 o'clock broadcast? And then at 9:52, we had everything ready to go. But at 9:52, I was standing there and I heard one of the officers yell, and he just starts yelling, "I've got a body, I've got a body." And that was like the moment where we knew this was very serious and somebody had been shot. So I walked over and I saw them actually pull Lauren out of the car, and then they pushed us back a little bit and they were calling for an ambulance to come up to the scene. And from that point, we hit the air at 10 o'clock, very uncertain of what had happened, but confident that there had been a shooting on the University of Utah campus. And that was just sort of the beginning of the night where we started to get kind of layer upon layer of finding out what had actually happened.
At that point, were you hearing that they were looking for anybody on campus?
So I was listening to all of this happen on the scanner, and they kept saying a name, Melvin Rowland. And so that got me looking into who is this person and why do they want to find him in connection to this shooting?
How did that set the stage for what was to come for the nationwide, worldwide interest in Lauren McClusky?
Well, why this story really took off and got worldwide attention is that Lauren had done everything right. She had gone to the police. She had said, I was in a relationship with this guy. He had lied to me. Now he's stalking me. I didn't know he was that old. I didn't know that he was a registered sex offender. He's harassing me, and I'm in fear for my safety. She had done what we ask victims of crime to do, which is go to the police, look for help, ask for help, be a participant in that investigation. And she was the one, it would later turn out, was trying to prod the University of Utah police into actually taking this seriously. And in the 2 weeks leading up to her death, there was very little, if anything, that the police had done to actually go track him down, much less track him down. They didn't talk to him. They investigation would later reveal there was really nothing of substance done to address Lauren's concerns all the way leading up to her death. There was a lot of change in the U of U police department after this all happened, as it would come out. And there was allegations that the officer who had taken pictures of her when she was naked, had naked pictures of her and was showing them to other officers. That was also another fire moment in this whole investigation, because there was such a violation there where, and I know the officer disputes that and there's been lawsuits about it, but the allegation at the time was that this officer was showing her naked pictures to other officers in the department. So it's understandable why the family was just so frustrated and felt violated by the police in this case. The night of October 22nd, 2018 is something that I'll remember for the rest of my life, because of what happened to Lauren, and then also the entire story that got unraveled after that about how this young woman died after she had tried to get help for herself. And also the suspect in this case, you know, he was a monster. He was a manipulator. He was harassing her, stalking her, spoofing phone numbers, and he would not let off of her. And the system that was in place to help somebody who's in that position completely failed her. And so it's something that I think, you know, her parents have done a great job with her legacy. I think she's very well remembered at the University of Utah. But, you know, certainly 5 years later, this case has made an impact in Utah. And I hope that there is somebody who has been protected because of the lessons learned from the Lauren McCluskey case.
Here at 2 News, we've covered this case extensively over the past 5 years. You can find all of our past reports and interviews online over on our website, KUTV.com, or by downloading our 2 News mobile app. And as always, if you or someone you know is experiencing domestic violence, there are resources available. You can call the nationwide hotline and the Utah Domestic Violence Coalition. If the danger is immediate, your best recommendation, as always, call 911. Turning to your weather now, with a change of the seasons here, and I think it's in your 7-day, a real change.
Yeah, temperature change.
Yeah.
And we're actually above normal for precipitation in the month of October.
You, me, above normal?
the precipitation is above normal, and temperatures of today are actually where we should be this time of the year. So we're back in the 60s instead of the upper 70s. Let's go ahead and show you the forecast, and we'll show you what's going on across the region, because we do have that jet stream to our north, and it is creating some showers of rain and snow across the northern Rockies and Calgary, Canada, getting some snow from this storm system, which is now moving through the southern part of Canada there. So we're going to be watching that. What that tells us, though, is that there's some really cold air across the Gulf of Alaska and western Canada, and that's going to be sinking south over the next couple of days and eventually make its way into Utah in a much more modified state, but still cooler than what we've seen. We do have some showers moving over the Uintas right now, just moving toward the southwest and northeast, not producing a lot of rain, but they are there. And possibly some gusty winds with those as well, a little bit of lightning with those storms. Tonight, it'll be in the mid-30s in Park City, Nephi 34, Richfield 36, clear skies. 34 also in Cedar City, 33 in Ely and Elko. So those are certainly fall-like temperatures, and highs tomorrow will be back into the mid-60s generally over the state, except for some 70s down across the lower desert. So as we watch this jet stream straighten out for the next 24 hours or so, no real storminess is in our forecast. And then on Wednesday, we see actually this ridge building again, creating another warm day on Wednesday, and that'll be amplified by some southerly winds that'll be picking up ahead of this system right here that is going to sink into our area and bring us a pretty good chance of rain Wednesday night into Thursday, and possibly as we move into Friday and Saturday, we could actually see some snow mixing in, especially in the overnight hours. But right now, much cooler temperatures is the main message here, and wet weather on Thursday. That'll be the wettest day of the week. Now, how far the storm moves in, how far south it goes, that's still up in the air. How much snow we get, how low the snow levels get is still questionable, but it does look like we will see the possibility of some snowflakes flying in the air, especially along the benches, and certainly a few inches of snow is possible in the higher elevations. So definitely a storm for the mountains. And if you're going to the game on Saturday, it's going to be pretty chilly with temperatures in the 40s. In fact, by 5 p.m., I kind of doubt we're still going to be around 46. I think we're probably going to be more like 40, and it'll feel a lot colder. It'll be a little bit of a northwest wind coming in with that too. So here's your forecast for St. George. Looks like we'll see those temperatures right there in the 70s, and then boom, down in the 60s, and another boom down in the 50s on Sunday and Monday. Overnight lows in the 40s, cooling into the 30s. Salt Lake City, 66 to 73 on Wednesday. You may find me on a boat at Jordanelle Reservoir somewhere on Wednesday morning. And then the temperatures
Is this
cool.
the last time on the
No,
boat?
I don't think so. 53, 49, 47, 43, 45. You get the picture.
That's a football forecast right there. I mean, that's what it's really all about there. That's a huge
game.
It's a big game.
Oh, it is a game. It is a big
Utah,
game,
Oregon,
yeah.
college game day coming to town. We're going to give them a little chill.
Yeah, you want to be on the not windy side of the stadium.
It could affect the
right.
the passing game a little
That's
bit. You never
right.
know. Hey, thanks for watching 2 News Live. We're here again tomorrow, 5:30. We're here all the way through the end of the week, 5:30 Monday through Friday. Thanks for being with us. If you missed anything, you can always find it on our YouTube channel. Just go to that live section. You can find all of our shows there. Have a great rest of your night, and we're back tomorrow. See ya.